Both Charles Leclerc and Lando Norris signed new long-term contracts with their respective teams Ferrari and McLaren last week. After Max Verstappen's contract extension in 2022, a new trend seems to be emerging. Max Verstappen was the first to sign such a long contract 2 years ago, which ties into Red Bull through 2028. A logical move for both parties. The three-time world champion is driving the best team on the grid, and Red Bull have the best driver on the grid currently. A pretty obvious choice then for both parties to commit to each other for a long time. At Ferrari, Charles Leclerc may have shown great things, but in recent years he's not been remotely better than Carlos Sainz. Still, Leclerc has his new contract in, and Sainz is in the waiting room for now. In Maranello, they made a decision to tie up the monogas until 2028, although there's a possibility for Leclerc to get out sooner. With this choice, Ferrari has chosen a front-runner and the team sponsors will also be satisfied. Indeed, there is certainty and Leclerc seems to be the ideal driver to represent the Ferrari brand. After all, F1 is all about the whole picture off the track as well as the performance on it, and Leclerc is a driver that Ferrari will be of great value to on both counts. Leclerc is very popular worldwide and is always ready to help Ferrari and the brands and sponsors associated with the team. Therefore, it offers security to have Leclerc attached to a long-term contract with the team. This will allow them to work on a stable future, both on and off track. So there are a few clauses in the contract, but these seem to be mainly to work to Leclerc's advantage. Striking, it was reported in Italian media because it's such a low clause that it would never been included in the contract of a Ferrari driver by Enzo Ferrari. The pride that he would believe to have to race for Ferrari would disappear with such clauses. His thinking was that if you're a Ferrari driver and you're not with another team, a logical line of thought, yet Ferrari's current problems seem to lead to Leclerc having a break clause that he can trigger if the team has not built a competitive car. No doubt Lando Norris will also have a clause that will allow him to leave McLaren early. It's likely that Britain too will wait for the 2026 season to see if he would actually want to make use of the clause. It does mean, however, that Norris will continue to race for McLaren for at least 3 more seasons, while that obviously provides a lot of stability for McLaren. Besides that, the sponsors and the team being happy, Andrea Sella is also the big winner from this. Sella repeatedly stated that this can only perform well when there's a stable foundation. At the end of the day, this is the most important factor that remains. The drivers who race the cars, when McLaren locked through to 2026, with Oscar Piastri signing his own extension last year too. With that, Stella's wishes fulfilled, and the Italian can quietly continue working on what is billed as his masterpiece following his promotion at the start of last year. So in terms of both performance and marketing policy, F1 teams seem to have taken a new direction. Indeed, in the past, most drivers signed contracts for 1 or 2 years. This provided less security for the driver and team, but was assumed to keep the team and the driver on the toes for the same time. The power then mainly lie with the team, which also had to deal with relatively low bikes if they wanted to get rid of a driver early. The long-term contracts are now being negotiated to seem to be a disadvantage to the teams. In that case, mainly to the drivers too. They thus have to be gaining more power and putting more pressure on the teams. Both McLaren and Ferrari will have a competitive car immediately in 2026. Otherwise, they will not only risk inferior performances, but also could lose their star drivers. Indeed, during the session, drivers with a clause will also start talking to others. This could turn 2026 into a total disaster for those teams. It's striking to see the teams that give away so much power, because where Verstappen has proven himself to be a world-class driver, it's still up to Leclerc and Norris to prove they can do what Verstappen can do. No doubt, therefore, that the management of both drivers will be pleased with the new trend that Verstappen starts. The stability has become the new magic word and has worked out well for many others. In that respect, George Russell perhaps should have got more out of it at Mercedes. His new contract expires at the end of 2025, and so Russell is not joining that trend. Time will tell whether he'd been waiting off betting on a long contract, or whether he was smart in keeping his options open. So anyway guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share and subscribe. Follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily F1 news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.